Hey guys, ready to finish off this canvas? I don't know if we'll be able to finish it off tonight, but I'm hoping to get pretty darn close. So this is where we were left off with the canvas. I now have the frame piece glued on. I used E6000 to glue this bad boy on just to make sure it's absolutely secure. It's not. There's no way it's coming off. I mean, unless you like He-Man it off of there. So that's where we're at so far. And I'm going to set this down facing me and hopefully in frame. So when I do my canvases, I like to throw anything and everything on there. Those necklaces that you've broken apart, the bracelets that you found. This is what my little caddy looks like. So I have beads from Michael's. They were in a huge box that were on clearance. So I have tons of those. I have beads and things that I have broken apart from Michael's. These were off of a spray. I have all sorts of different things in here. I don't want to rattle around too much, but metal flowers, I mean just everything in here. I have everything like assorted in containers behind me, and I just pick up like 2 or 3 of each thing and then I throw it in here. So by the time this is empty, that's when I start shuffling around and looking for more stuff. But these are all like my baubles and bits and things that I found at clearance on Goodwill. Things that I've collected over the last year. So tons and tons of cool stuff in here. Buttons and all sorts of crazy stuff. So that is that. And then I also do the same thing with my flowers. I get a small assortment of what flowers I have. I throw them all into a container. And I just start gluing them on and I go crazy. And then, let me just grab a couple more things because I forgot. I have this drawer full of goodies, which is all like my miscellaneous buttons and random pieces that I have here. And then some more beads. And these are just like, I don't know if you guys can see it, random bead pieces that I've gotten in like Goodwill, and the little kid bracelets that I've broken apart, things like that, and some pearls, and a couple of appliques. These were off of a friend of mine. She was getting ready to throw her wedding dress away, and she asked me if I wanted it instead, so I took the pearls off and some appliques. I'm not done dismantling that thing yet. It was massive. Sorry for making the light go dark there, but hopefully you guys were still able to see everything I was trying to show you. So let me see if I can set this here without knocking my computer over. And then I also have these pearls that I got from Hobby Lobby. And I just pulled them out because I don't know if I really want them around the frame. But I was thinking about it. And I tell you what, I'm one of those crafters that if I have to stand up to get it, chances are I'm not going to use it. So I thought, why not grab it while I can? Let me just silence my phone here, sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. So yeah, I'm just going to get to work and start playing, and it's going to look crazy and it's going to look wild, but this was the one thing that I kept watching over and over again over at Angela Holt's channel, and this is what I absolutely fell in love with. So this is what we're doing. These are the, does it tell me? What line was this? It's by Prima. And it just says Firebird White. Prima Marketing. I think I have this line because I recognize this down here. But I can't remember what it was called, to be honest. Anywho, these gorgeous flowers, there's 2 to a tag. They were on clearance for 96 cents at Joann's. So I picked all of the ones I could find, and I've been using those on my canvases. So I'm going to grab this bad boy, peel that off. And like I said, it's going to look like crazy and oh my gosh, what are you doing? But this is the part that I was trying to explain that was like just so freeing for me. Because I literally didn't think. I didn't care about color. I don't know. It was just so freeing to me to just start sticking things down and start playing and having a good old time. So I'm going to stick one of these up here. And the nice thing is that, you know, most of the photos that we're going to be printing out, I believe we're printing out in a 4x6, and this is a 5x7 frame. So I still have a little room to play, you know, in the frame. I don't want to get too crazy, because I tend to do that a lot, but I still have enough room to play within the frame, if that makes sense. Just had a whole glob of hot glue fall off, so let me just clean that up. It's been a very eventful week. I'm sure you guys have noticed. I made a few more videos this week. I am very, very proud to announce that the albums are done. Well, the 7 that I needed to complete out of the 10 that she wanted. I still have 23 more to go. But I'm going to do what she says, and I'm just going to hold off on them. And when I'm ready to get to them, I will. Because that's basically what she told me to do. So that's what I'm going to do. She also just sent me a letter, like an actual handwritten letter. Whoops. And I don't know why she would do this, but to each his own, I suppose. She has decided that she is going to tell people when she sells the albums that I donated them to her, because she, you know, she's got a lot of medical problems and things like that. I don't know if that's just like I don't know. I don't even know what to think about that. But, you know, if that's the story she wants to tell, then I guess that's the story she's going to tell. I'm not quite comfortable with it because I didn't donate them to her. She paid me to make them, and I made them. And, you know, told her basically what you do with them after that is up to you, but I don't know. I emailed her back right away and was like, you know, you don't need to do that. I am perfectly comfortable with you telling people the truth, that you paid for them and I made them, and, you know, I don't think there's a reason to, I don't know, make up a story that I donated when I didn't. And again, that might sound horrible because I didn't donate to her cause, but that wasn't part of the plan. Had she asked me, hey, I'm going to do a fundraiser or whatever for my medical bills or something like that, I'd have been more than glad to help. But this comes back to me having, you know, that guilty conscience we talked about a couple videos ago. I kind of feel guilty if she's lying. Not so much like in my name, because it's not really my name, but in a way it kind of is. Does that make sense? So, I don't know. This is going to start looking really crazy and really weird. Don't freak out. I mean, you can if you want to. Done with flowers for right now. And don't worry about the colors and whether or not they match, and don't worry about any of that, because more crazy stuff comes later. I'm more or less looking at the shape of my flower and what I want the, ouch, just stab myself, the, what type of look I'm going for, basically. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm hoping everyone's having a crafty week. I'm enjoying watching everyone's videos. I felt like I was like really behind, and I was just trying to catch up. And it's going to be a madhouse here tomorrow because I don't know what I'm going to do with my kids, but I got to kick them out somewhere because I need to clean house. We have inspection on Tuesday, I think it is. We rent our house, and I guess they do inspections every 90 days or whatever it is. And that's fine. I have nothing to hide, but my house is a little messy. So I want to get that done, which means all children need to stay out of my way. I'm going to be blasting some music, having fun with that. Toss these guys. I don't know if I'm done with flowers yet. Am I done playing with these? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I'm going to add one more and then I'm going to start tacking on some beads. Ooh, I almost snipped my finger. That would have been bad. Not that I haven't done that before and that hurts like crazy, but okay. And my hot glue is just leaking. So if it's not falling out of the back end of my glue stick or my glue gun, it's leaking out the front of my, it just oozes out. I don't know. And I know a lot of people have said it's, you know, probably my glue sticks, and you guys are right, I'm sure, my glue sticks. My problem is that because I'm a dork, I throw all my glue sticks in here, so I don't know which one is making it leak and which one is getting stuck in the back, and I just think, you know what, I already bought them. I'm just going to use them anyway. So I'm going to stick a couple beads on here. And I love the fact that I've had lots of comments about how some of you are getting ready and or have started making your first canvases. I really hope you share them with us. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. I have met so many creative people. It just boggles my mind. Whoa. Hot glue stuck to my finger. Just absolutely insane. I think you guys are so amazing. I love seeing your guys' work. I get so inspired by watching what you guys do. Now, don't look at this and think Angela Holt, because I'm way off. That girl's got an eye, like I can't figure it out. I think she's absolutely amazing. So, I'm literally just picking up a piece and sticking it on. I pretty much, for the most part, don't even look at what piece it is. I literally am doing no rhyme or reason. Kind of like that dangle. Hi, Chihuahua, that's hot. Don't stick your finger on hot glue during fabric. Not a good idea. Let's stick that right in between there. Probably grab another bead to cover that up. Just something to dangle, I guess. And maybe a red rose. Okay, and I learned my lesson with these things. They're metal, so you got to put them down quick because they get hot. And they burn. Alright. Stick it there. Kind of liking that. Got some metal pieces in there too, so I'm going to start playing with those here in a minute. I literally just pick up a bead and I don't even think about it. I mean, I do, but I don't. I try not to. I just lay it down. And it looks crazy and it looks weird. And I'm just trying to spread this way. That's all I got. That much I know. Anything after that is just kind of a guessing game, basically. Glue strings everywhere. So, unfortunately, I can't really update you guys on the Brianna situation because the school has decided to inform me that there's nothing they can do. This little girl that showed up at my door has told Brianna that her mom is going to come over and speak with me, and this last threat was, it wasn't really a threat, but I mean, that's just kind of how I perceived it. Her mom's bringing me something and it's not good. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. The mom never showed up, so I'm assuming that it's just the kid talking. And I've told the principal and I've told the counselor, it's not okay for her to tell my daughter that stuff, because that to me is an indirect threat, and I'm not okay with those. Well, I'll talk to her again, was the response I got. So if I hear it again, I'm taking it to the school board and I'm getting the police involved, because it's not okay. There's zero reason for me to have to play childish games with children. I did my time. Oh. I just do not remember it being this difficult. Like, I remember bullies, and I remember kids that were a pain in the butt. I don't remember it ever being this bad. It just drives me nuts where it seems like society has taken us today. Just, I don't get it. Just don't get it. And I don't know if anybody out there watches Dr. Phil. That was actually my major before I got in my car accident, was I was studying to become a therapist. And I was watching this episode today, and oh my goodness, he had me just like cheering at my TV and screaming with him, because he's right. These football players are basically getting away with murder, I guess. And I don't watch the news. I haven't really watched the news since my ex-husband's father passed away. He was unfortunately killed by a drunk driver, and we're getting ready to celebrate his anniversary on the 24th. And his story made it on the news because it was just it was really bad. But anyways, that was like the last time I watched the news. I get little snippets here and there, but for the most part, the news drives me crazy because it's nothing but bad. At least that's how I see it. And I could be wrong. I know in Vegas before we moved, they were trying to do like a, positive things that are happening in Vegas type segments. And that was great and awesome and everything else. But there was still one segment of good news of what's happening in Vegas, and then 9 hours of bad news and chaos and, things like that. So, if you were to ask me what's happening in our world today, I would tell you I don't know, because I don't. I just don't. And that may not be a good thing, but that's alright by me. Anywho, I had a point to that. Oh, so I guess there was this football player, college football player, who admitted to raping a girl. I don't know if it was in college. I don't know who she was. Like I said, I don't know the whole story. I just caught the clip of it from Dr. Phil today. And he admits it, and they're basically telling him, oh, it's okay. And even his lawyer is upset about it. She's like, do you guys not understand? My client is admitting that he committed a crime. Put him in jail. Take him to prison. Arrest him. We lost our case. Arrest him. He pleaded guilty. And they refuse to arrest him because he's the, what do you call it? Is it Heisman's Trophy? I could be way off. I don't know. I'm really bad at these things. Anyone like, the best football player of college football or whatever it is. And they're like refusing to arrest him. I don't get that. Why? Because he's a football player? Because he's been scouted? Because people are watching him? And Dr. Phil was like, I don't care how far you can run. I don't care how high you can jump. If you committed a crime, you're doing the time. And I'm just like, yes! And then I guess there was like, it just makes me sick to my stomach. I guess there was this high school team that the superintendent like shut the whole team down. And I guess there were 7 boys involved, and they were, the upperclassmen or whatever, and they would take the, the younger classmen and trap him in the locker room, and, a few of the boys would hold one of them down, and they would, not to be blunt or, whatever, it's a reality, they would rape him. And they did this to 4 boys on the football team. 4. And nobody said anything. And I guess one of the new students, I don't know if he was new or not, but he, saw the act happen and he freaked him out. So he went home and told mom and dad, and mom and dad reported it. And the superintendent was like, there's going to be charges pressed, and the football team's done for this season. We're done. We have forfeit every game. We're not playing. And Dr. Phil was like, where are the coaches? Where are the adults when all this is happening? How do you leave a whole bunch of boys unattended? Aren't you in the, in the coach room chatting to them and talking to them, prepping for the next game and what happened on this one? And he's got a very valid point. And he's like, you coaches who just turned a blind eye, you're ignorant. And, we as parents, we're not paying you to be ignorant. We're paying you to be coaches, and you have failed your job. And I'm just thinking to myself, oh my gosh, my son is 6, and he's already talking about how he wants to go play for the Green Bay Packers. Because, that's our team in my household. And, he wants to be the next Aaron Rodgers and the next Brett Favre. And then I hear a story like this, and I'm like, oh my gosh, do I even want my son on a team? How scary. Oh, it just mind boggles. It just freaks me out. And then I got all this crap going on with Brianna. And it brings me back to reality that, yes, this stuff happens, and it happens every single day. Every day. There is not a day that goes by that we can say our children aren't being picked on or aren't being bullied or victimized or whatever, and it just drives me nuts. Sorry, I know, guys, it's kind of a rant, but it's the truth. And I don't remember it being this bad when I was in school. I remember in school, like, if you were the nerd, you got your butt thrown in a trash can. Was it embarrassing? Yeah. Did some people get stuck? Yeah. But that's not a sexual assault. You know what I mean? Such a drastic change has happened. I just don't understand what is going on in our world today. And it's probably because I don't watch the news, but I just don't get it. I don't understand, like, where these children, where do they get that they think this is okay? I tell my husband all the time, I was like, I seriously think that I was born in the 50s, but I'm just now coming to life. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, moms should, maybe not moms, I'm perfectly good with having a stay-at-home dad, but a parent needs to be home, making sure their kids are doing what they need to be doing. A home-cooked meal where everybody sits at the table and actually talks about their day, What happened to those days? And even then, we turned a blind eye to a lot of stuff. There were children getting beaten. Not that I'm saying that part of it was okay, but you didn't see a lot of disrespectful children. Children were too scared to disrespect their parents. Oh, crap, you mean I gotta wait till Dad gets home? They'd sit there biting their nails, freaking out. I only know this because that's how it was in my household. My household was very old-fashioned. And I think maybe that's why I think the way I do, because for only being 29 years old, I think that I'm a very old-fashioned type of person, where I don't think that I need to beat my kids, but I think that a good butt spanking every once in a while catches their attention, you know? You're not going to talk back to me, and you're not going to steal, and you're not going to lie. I want my kids to be good, respectable people when they, because I got to turn them over to society. They're my future. And, they're not just my future, they're yours too. I don't want them to be crazy kids stealing stuff, breaking into other people's homes, or just taking what they want because they think they deserve it. I don't want that for my children. I want my children to, blood, sweat, and tears, man. That's how you get somewhere. You don't have to like it, and you don't always have to agree with it, but that's just how I was raised. You want something, you do it yourself, and you do it right the first time. Like, poor Alyssa, man. She's struggling. She's having a hard time. She's, I don't know what is going on with her, but she can't remember to turn in her homework. She can't remember to do her homework. I don't know if it's just a pure laziness thing or, like, what is going on. I know we had a little bit of this issue last year, but it wasn't as bad as it is this year. Because, I mean, this year, heck, it just started. And, I've already got our teachers telling me, we're really concerned about her, and she's not able to keep up, and I'm just like, oh, man. Growing up, I wasn't allowed to ask for help for homework. But, if they would quit changing the program, I might be able to help her. Like, she's doing, like, fractions, for crying out loud. And, how to multiply and divide them and all that stuff. Well, I was taught a certain formula, and she's like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what that is? I don't know what you're doing right now. It's like, I'm doing, division for a fraction, how I remember doing it when I was your age. That's not how we do it. We have to do this, 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 and this, and this. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You have like 50 extra steps on there. She's like, yeah, but that's what my teacher wants. What? But we got the same answer. But she would get, the question wrong because it wasn't done the way her teacher wanted it done. Well, if you didn't make the math problem 50 steps long, maybe she could remember what the heck she's doing. And apparently I need a guide because they changed the rules on me because the formulas aren't the same at all. So I don't understand how I'm supposed to help her if my formula is incorrect. I don't know. Do any of you guys have that problem? Like, because I don't want to think that I'm like just, I get that I'm bad at math, but I wasn't like that bad. And I'm looking at these formulas going, what the heck is that? I don't know how I'm supposed to help my kid. And I go, well, where's your example? Because I remember in class we always had to write down the example, and then that's what you used, to figure out the rest of your math problems. We don't have examples. What do you mean you don't have an example? Well, we go over it in class, but we don't have an example. Okay, well, show me where you've already done it. Well, this is it right here. Oh. Okay. So what more can I say to that? So does it look really crazy? So not done. I don't know when my done point is. I just keep going until I've decided, yeah, my hands hurt. I don't want it anymore. Oh, I totally glued that upside down. Fix it before it gets done. Okay. Here's that one. What else do I have in here? I got some big buttons. I got some little buttons. There's some stars. I just stab myself with. I'm waiting for my next door neighbor to come over so we can start partying and getting canvases done. I'm just so relieved that my albums are done. So very exciting. Sorry if this rustling is really loud. Kind of liking this idea. Like this idea? I don't know. Not yet. Kind of like the idea of the buckle sticking out though. Maybe over here. Oh, 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 don't get stuck, don't get stuck. I'm going for it. See, it's so mind-numbing, I don't even know what to talk about. I ranted and raved about my kids. And schools. That's probably not a good thing. Sorry, guys. That's pretty much what's been on my mind. I had my son's meeting yesterday and then my daughter's meeting this morning, so that's been weighing very heavily on my mind right now. Just, we moved out here because there are better schools, and I like the schools out here. I just don't know how to work with them, if that makes sense. That glue is still hot. Yep, hot, hot, hot. I hope I'm in frame for most of this. Oh, I'm looking at that in my camera, and it actually looks kind of nifty. I'm literally just picking up random stuff and just throwing it on, trying to fill in some gaps. Sorry if my head gets in the way. Will that one fit right there? Maybe. Kind of, sort of. How are we doing on time? 31 minutes. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Little Miss Scarlet is still awake, of course. Growing pains have gotten better, thank goodness. Her eating has slowed down. She looks like she shot up an inch. It's freaking me out. Like, did you grow overnight? She's like, yeah. Why would you do that? Because I can. Like, no, stop doing that. You're not allowed to do that. In a little bit, baby. Go on. She heard me say her name. I'll build you a little house in a little bit, okay? She's got those, like the big foam puzzle pieces. She wants me to build her a little block or something out of them. So I'm not worried about color, not really worried about shape. I just want, oh, I don't want that one. It's got a little hook thingy on it. Just basically looking for filler pieces. I just want to fill gaps, and I want to fill everything in, and I want to make it look, I don't even know. I don't even know what I want it to look like. I just know I want it to look like that. It's basically how this works. I have no idea what I'm doing or what I'm going for as I'm doing it. It just kind of turns into whatever it needs to be, whatever it was meant to be. And that's how I look at it. Sorry, my shadow keeps getting in the way. If I adjust this light just a little bit, maybe. Oop. Okay. I don't know if that's going to make it better or worse. Hopefully it makes it better and not worse, because I don't want to make it worse. But I seem to be really good at that. I have a couple little gaps up there that I want to get to. There we go. So I'm going to stick that guy. Ouch. Ouch. Don't stick your finger on the side of the glue gun either. That hurts. Ah. Or your fingertip on the nozzle. Is there anything else I want anywhere else? Kind of just eyeballing it. I'm actually looking at my camera and seeing what you guys are seeing from this angle, because I don't want to stick my head in the way to see if I'm missing any spots anywhere. And I think I've got it covered. I think I've got what I want done. Maybe. Maybe, maybe. Stick it right there. Like I said, I know it looks crazy and a little on the insane side. I really want something metal right here. I just don't know what I want. How about kind of liking the hint of key there. And again, I haven't decided if I'm going to put the pearls, pink pearls on the inside, but if I'm going to, I'm going to wait till the end anyway. And I'm going to try to remember not to. I don't want to paint these. I want those pink ones there. And you know what? Sorry for the noise. Sorry. Let's tuck that one in there. Want that dangle too. Alright. I'm going for it. So the picture that I have in mind, kind of a long story, I guess. I don't really know the whole story. I don't want to know the whole story. My sister-in-law has this beautiful photo from when she was like 2. And it's like very, I don't know, it just looks Victorian to me. And, I guess when Jason's dad and her dad are the same. And then she has a different mom. So same dad, different moms, I guess is the easiest way to explain that. Instead of trying to make it all confusing. When they split, Dad took the photo and she took Becca. So I guess Mom is the one who paid for the photo to be done. She's pretty upset that Dad has it. And it was apparently a very touchy subject, and I'm so not Captain Obvious, and I brought it up at a family gathering, and everyone like, hit the brakes, and I was like, what did I do? What happened? What just happened? Becca's like, yeah, we don't talk about that photo. I'm like, well, y'all could have given me a memo. I didn't know. Jeez. Yeah, we don't talk about that photo here. I'm like, oh, great. Because all I was trying to do was ask her permission, basically, to use the photo, you know, in a setting like this. That's all I was trying to do. So, something completely innocent turned into everybody screeching the brakes and staring at me like I grew a third horn or something. Freaked me out. Okay. Tons and tons of glue strings on this bad boy. Not even worried about it. I'm going to hit it with my heat gun. So, I know I said I was done, but I'm still adding a few things here and there. This has got one of those sticky things on the back. I'm just going to rip that off. And again, I don't want to stick my hand on this too long because it's metal and it's going to get hot. Woo! Hot, 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 hot. Okay. Now I think I'm done. I could totally be lying. But I think I'm done. Actually, I think I want something right there. See? I just keep going and adding stuff. Drives my husband crazy. Because, like, when I made the, what would you call it? The gift box, I guess, for our wedding. I couldn't let it go. There was, like, a couple empty spaces, so I kept shoving stuff on it. And he's like, stop. It looks fine. Leave it alone. So he ended up actually, like, 3 days before the wedding, he had to hide the box from me. Because I kept finding spots that looked empty, and it was driving me bonkers. Whoop. Oh, that key's not going to stay. I stuck that bead under it. Dang it. See what happens when you get to plan? Well, I'm just going to try that again. And I'm going to stick it here. Whoop, 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 don't move. And stick it here. And a little bit under here. Maybe if I can get it. Will you stay? Will you stay? No. Alright, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I'm just going to take it off. Not that big of a deal. Save you for another project. Do I have a smaller key? Aha. That is the question. I do have a smaller key, but that's going to stab right through the canvas, and I don't want to do that. So, please don't stab me. Oi, got it. I have like really weak hands. Stinks. Hate it. Because my hands weren't always this weak. It wasn't until I stopped using them, really. Let's see if you'll stay. Oh, I don't think so. It's got that big old bump on the back of it, and I don't know how to cut that off. I bought these from... I don't remember it. Maybe it was Michael's? They were on this cork thing. It was actually like a styrofoam, and it had like a cork background. I didn't realize that they were actually like pins. I was like, oh, I can just cut those off, and now I keep trying to cut them off, but I can't find anything to use them for. I'll figure something out. Yeah, it's not going to stick either. I think it was Michael's. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know if you guys can see that big old knob on the back? I don't know how to cut that off without like destroying the key. They're little, these thingies. Oh, well. Well, we're going to try it. Nope. Hand strength, bad. Okay. Losing grip. No. Not right now, sweetheart. It is 12:30 in the morning, so you'll have to wait till tomorrow, okay? Okay.
We can have for our movie night.
Yep. Maybe we can do one for a movie night. Go on. What can I add here? Slowing myself down. So close to being done. What are you? You're kind of cool looking. Oh, another bead of glue. I don't know what you are or where you came from, but I will use it. And I guess my next door neighbor, her mom owns a thrift shop. Like, really? You're just now telling me this? She's like, yeah, but it's really far away. I hate driving out there on the weekends. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, sorry, guys. Mousy, squeaky sneezes. Anyways, my neighbor has, her mom owns a thrift store, like, apparently a 2-hour drive away from here or something. I don't know. And, she just shows up and she's got, like, bags of broken jewelry, and she's like, don't worry, I'm not going to use it all. Whatever I don't use, I'll just hand it to you. I'm like, sweet. Really? It's like, don't you want to make another one? Well, yeah, I'm sure, but, I'll just go get more. Well, all right. That's how you feel about it. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my gesso. And I don't know why, but I always grab my gesso from my lid. I keep hearing that's like the best thing to do, so that's what I do. Because I've been told that's the best thing to do. Is it the best thing? I don't know. But it works. So now I'm just going to I've got water here on the side of me. And it's okay if you hit your canvas a little bit. I'm going to spray it all anyway. Now I don't want to take all the color away. I think that's a major reason why I throw a lot of water in here. Because I just want a light, not a light gesso, but I want to, I don't know how to explain it. I will stop trying because I don't know how to describe it. I'll just have to let you guys watch. And I think we're going to get as far as the gessoing tonight, and then I'll come back tomorrow after I do my spring cleaning and Maybe I'll finally get my house unpacked. Should probably use a brush with this. I was gessoing up another canvas and I just happened to have this in my little water dish. So I just figured I'd use it. Yeah, I'm going to grab a brush. I'm going to try to hit most of it with this big guy, and then I'm going to grab a brush for the little detailing stuff. I remember watching her video for the first time going, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Nope, I don't want to pearlize those things. I just remember thinking she was nuts. I'm like, oh my gosh. All those beautiful colors that you just put together and you're just painting over it like it's nothing. All I see is the bottom. Apply gesso. What? And then I did it. And I fell in love with how the outcome of it. Come on. Still want some silver on that. So I don't want to take away too much from my metal, but at the same time I want to gesso everything. I'm on debate if I'm doing the big Prima flower. That's why I haven't got around to it yet. And I do know that, like, the very first one I did, I panicked because I wanted everything completely pitch white, and then I realized it's not exactly the look I was going for. So now I just kind of, wherever the gesso lands is where it lands, and any natural color that stays behind is the natural color that stays behind. Not that big of a deal. But I usually do, I can't say I usually do because I've only done, this is my third one. But the pattern seems to be that I do a couple of layers of my gesso. Oops, I don't want to touch those guys either. Okay, so that's going to sit in there for a minute, and I'm going to use this guy just to get in there.